Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, with a look at your upcoming Easter weekend. And of course, for you spring breakers, we're going to have a little bit of a forecast for you as well. And of course, another look at the potential weather for the big eclipse on April 8th. First, though, let's take a look at Saturday going into your Easter weekend. It's going to be fairly mild across most of the eastern two-thirds of the country, at least for those of us south of Chicago area. Looking at temperatures down along the Gulf Coast in the 80s, perfect for you spring breakers there. If you're heading to California and along the West Coast, it's not looking too good for you at this point. Here you go for your Easter Sunday. Again, warming up nicely across most of the eastern two-thirds of the country. Again, south of Chicago. Temperatures well into the 80s for you spring breakers along the Gulf Coast, but again, chilly off towards the west. As far as precipitation is concerned, look what's going on out in California. It's going to be a very wet weekend there for you. Very dry again for you spring breakers down heading towards the Gulf Coast. A little bit of rain here in the Midwest. And then for Easter Sunday itself, looks like some rain coming in too, and it will be rain here in the Midwest. Some snows out in the Rockies, still kind of a mess for those of you out in California. But once again, looks like a really nice upcoming Easter weekend for those of you spring breaking down in along the Gulf Coast. Now, of course, now the solar eclipse. Here's where we want it to be clear. You see this here in the dark shaded areas. Right now, the models, well, not looking too good for some of us. Temperature-wise, it's going to be fairly mild. Temperatures in the 60s, if not 70s across most of this area, certainly down in 80s down in Texas. But you see that L there sitting almost right over Oklahoma? Well, here we go. Right now, this model is indicating a pretty good storm system there in the central U.S., lower Mississippi Valley. That's not good for us at all. Potentially some severe weather. Looks like some clouds moving into the central Midwest. That would put for Illinois, Indiana, and portions of Ohio. Now, up towards the northeast, looking pretty nice right now for the solar eclipse. But once again, we're still a long ways out, and these models continue to change. So right now, there is going to be a system in this area. The question is, where is it going to be sitting on April 8th? Right now, it's right there in the central U.S. But I'll have another update for you coming up in a couple of days. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.